It's a lovely Monday. Good evening and welcome to ICU TV Main News. My name is Miriam Deborah Gamani and here are the stories making headlines. ZNS launches the flooding operation in Kamwala South. And President Hichilema reaffirms UN partnerships. And later in the news, Zambia to pilot newborn hearing screening program. And in our international news, Middle East tensions ease slightly amid diplomatic signals and escalating threats. And in our sports news, FAR's Central Province AGM held in Kabwe. More details coming shortly. And now the news in details. The Zambian National Service has commenced the deflooding operation in Kamwala South in Lusaka to clear blocked drainages following recent heavy rains that affected the area. Precious Banda brings us more details.
The Zambia National Service is conducting a major deflooding operation in Kamwala South in Lusaka following recent heavy rains that left several areas affected. ZNS Commander Lieutenant General Maliti Solochi says the intervention directed by President Hakainde Hichilema aims to restore normal water flow and prevent further flooding in the area. However, Lieutenant General Solochi expressed concern over poor waste disposal by residents, which continues to block drainages and worsen flooding. He also noted that some structures built on natural waterways are contributing to the problem. The commander has urged stronger enforcement by the Lusaka City Council and called on residents to stop dumping waste indiscriminately. Authorities remain optimistic that the ongoing deflooding works will bring relief, but stress that lasting solution will require improved waste management, stricter regulation, and community responsibility. Precious Banda reporting for ICU TV News in Lusaka.
President Hakainde Hichilema has affirmed Zambia's commitment to strengthening its partnership with the United Nations in advancing sustainable development and addressing national challenges. He emphasized the need for continued cooperation, highlighting priorities such as economic recovery, climate resilience, and good governance.
The country team here, your specialized unit in here, operating from here, some of them covering more than Zambia. Your experts that come through every so often on specific issues. And for my sins of the past, in my business days, we used to interact with the UN system here on projects, many projects. But this has continued over years before our time, now with us in office, and I know it will continue when we are no longer in these offices, because this UN is part of us. We are part of the UN. So we want to express our gratitude for all the work that we've done together as a nation over the years. And sometimes we have no time to express that gratitude. I chose to say it today. But also to indicate for us how much we value the UN system with regards to, for example, the current difficulties we are faced with, the geopolitics, the drift away from the rules-based global order, which is of concern to us. So we will always rely on the UN and other partners to bring the world back into what we believe is the correct thing, the rules-based international order, so that the small, the medium-sized, the large, members of the global UN system or family are taken care of, and they are ahead. And also to indicate to you, for us as a continent, that's why we've been pushing for the reform of the UN Security Council, so that we can have our voice heard properly at that table where security issues are discussed.
Zambia is set to pilot a newborn hearing screening program in Lusaka district aimed at strengthening early detection of congenital hearing loss and improving long-term outcomes for affected children. The program will target newborns in selected health facilities, where routine hearing tests will be conducted shortly after birth to identify any impairments at an early age. Health experts say every detection is critical in preventing speech and language development delays. Officials from the Ministry of Health say the pilot will also help build capacity among health workers and inform the possible rollout of the program to other parts of the country. Parents and caregivers will also receive guidance on early interventions and available support service for children diagnosed with hearing loss. We take our first break. More stories coming up.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you for staying with us. And now in our local stories, about 20 pupils at Katete Girls Boarding Secondary School in Katete District have developed a suspected movement disorder that causes them to jerk and bounce while walking. The condition, mainly affecting grade 11 learners, was first recorded on March 8, 2026, and cases rose to 19 by March 18th. A report by a Katete-based frontliner field epidemiologist indicates that the cases were concentrated in 2 classes, with signs pointing to a possible exposure in Class 11R between March 11 and 13. Eastern Province Education Officer Brenley Malambo confirmed the affected pupils were taken to St. Francis Mission Hospital, where they were quarantined for observation and treatment. He said most of the learners have since been discharged after showing signs of recovery and described the condition as largely psychological. Health authorities suspect the condition may be linked to Fosco neurological disorder, although investigation is still ongoing, with experts not ruling out mass psychogenic illness and recommending environmental checks, clinical assessments, and psychosocial support. A wave of shock and outrage has gripped the nation following the brutal mob killing of a woman in Kalumbila, sparked by an unverified allegation of witchcraft. Authorities have since moved in. The 8 suspects arrested and President Hichilema ordering a full-scale investigation to ensure justice is served. Meanwhile, traditional leaders have stepped in, suspending operation at Kasisi as tensions remain high. Mishek Fune gives us more.
A 46-year-old woman, Eneles Kamutumbe from Chingola, was attacked at Kisasa Market after a 25-year-old man accused her of causing his private parts to disappear. The claim triggered panic, and within minutes, a crowd formed and violently turned on her. Despite efforts by a concerned citizen to protect her, the mob overpowered the situation, dragging her out and continuing their assault. Kamutumbe later died from her injuries, and her body was recovered along the Mwinilunga-Solwezi Road. In response, President Hichilema has strongly condemned the act, ordering law enforcement agencies to ensure all those involved are brought to justice. He emphasized that mob justice has no place in Zambia and that all suspected crimes must be handled through legal channels. Meanwhile, Senior Chief Musele has taken immediate action by suspending operations at Kisasa Market for 2 months to allow for investigations and community screening. Now, this incident reflects a dangerous mix of fear, misinformation, and mob mentality. Instead of seeking facts or involving authorities, the crowd acted on unverified claims, leading to a tragic, irreversible outcome. It also highlights a growing concern of the involvement of young people in the acts of violence, raising questions about values, responsibility, and societal influence. Mob justice is not justice. It is a crime. Rumors are not evidence. They are dangerous. And taking the law into one's own hands only leads to more loss, more pain, and more injustice.
A man of Lusaka's Chainda area has allegedly died in police custody following his arrest for being found with a pair of trousers suspected to have been stolen, which he reportedly bought from a passerby. The deceased Moses Miranda died on Sunday, March 2022 at March 22nd, 2026. In an interview with Diamond News, his mother, Ruth Miranda, confirmed the development, stating that the son was in good health prior to his death. He said officers at Simon Mansakapwepwe police station informed her of her son's death, but have not yet disclosed where his body has been taken. Police have not yet issued a comprehensive statement on the matter, while the family is currently holding a funeral in Chainda's compound as they await further details surrounding the incident. You're still watching ICU TV Main News. We take a short break. Coming up is international and sports news.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance, qualifications, National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260 763 302 596 or +260 973 263 492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260 973 263 492 or +260 977 833 434.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now in our international news, US President Donald Trump says the United States and Iran have held very good and productive conversations over the past 2 days aimed at a complete resolution of hostility in the Middle East. He says the talks have prompted a decision to delay all US strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure for 5 days. Iran has not officially commented on the claim, but the semi-official Miha news agency has denied that any dialogue took place between Tehran and Washington. Earlier, Iran's National Defense Council warned that any attempt to attack its coast of islands would result in all communication lines in the Persian Gulf being mined, as a deadline set by President Trump for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz expired. Meanwhile, Israel forces have blown up a Kashmir bridge over the Litani River, a key crossing of the southern Lebanon. President Joseph Kwan described the strike as a prelude to the possible ground invasion as tensions continue to rise across the region. And still in international news, the Democratic Republic of Congo is shifting focus from its traditional reliance on minerals to developing its agriculture sector. A memorandum of understanding has been signed to launch a major sugar refinery project in Sekani, Haut-Katanga province. The Sekani refinery aims to reduce the country's dependence on sugar imports, which cost over $150 million in 2025. The project is aimed to create jobs, improve infrastructure, and enhance community engagement through local development programs. We take a short break and sports news coming up. Don't go away. Welcome back, and now in our sports news, The Football Association of Zambia councillors in Central Province yesterday convened at the banquet hall in Kabwe for their annual general meeting to discuss the state of football in the region. The meeting provided a platform for stakeholders to review development programs, club performance and administrative matters affecting the growth of the game at provincial level. Now, Vice President Keith Mamba attended the meeting and engaged with councillors on key issues including governance, infrastructure development, and strategies aimed at improving football standards across the country. That sports item brings us to the end of ICU TV Main news, but before we go, a quick recap of the stories that made headlines. ZNS launches deflooding operation in Kamwala South, and President Hichilema reaffirms UN partnership. Zambia to pilot newborn hearing screening program, and in international news, Middle East tensions ease slightly amid diplomatic signals and escalating threats. And in our sports news, First Central Province AGM held in Kabwe. Thank you so much for tuning in for our main news. For more news updates, stay tuned to our Facebook page ICU TV and our website at icutv.zm.com. Have a lovely night and God bless.